What's up, everyone? Welcome to the most real podcast you'll ever listen to. This is Unpolished, told by Kirkslay, and I am Glamslay.
And this is Kirk. And what we have here today, guys, is what we like to call an old-fashioned do-over.
I just want to rewind. Were you just like flipping your head at me, like making fun of my introduction of Unpolished?
I mean, I just knew what you were going to say with the opening.
OMG. Anyways, hair flip. We were total noobs, Kirk. You know the saying noobs, like the kids say?
Yeah, noobs, yeah.
We were noobs at this podcast thing a year ago, so I am hashtag embarrassed because with all of the clicks that our who, what, why is getting lately and us transitioning to YouTube, I'm so embarrassed.
I mean, I'm so excited that we're getting the clicks, though. So definitely keep clicking and keep listening. But
Subscribe.
We just had
Forgive
to.
us.
We had to go and redo this who, what, and why, and give you the real nitty gritty. Not that we didn't give you the real beforehand, but just something that's more, dare I say the word,
polished. I'm getting the evil
more
eye.
put together, man. We just wanted to just lay it out and just do a redo. Sometimes you got to make something. You got to refresh it.
We have grown over this past
you know.
year. I'm proud of us.
You know what we haven't done though?
What?
Still trying to get the sound situation correct.
Oh, him in the sound bar again. I cannot, you guys.
Well, hey, more likes and subscribes on when with the YouTube thing. Maybe
he's
we'll
worried about the sound bar. I'm worried about like the cool stand and the microphones we're getting for when we take this.
Well,
to
the
video.
microphones are gonna help with the sound. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, so we're gonna hit you with the plot twist though of how we're gonna give you the who, what, why of Kirkslay and Unpolished.
The who, the what, and why you should tune in and listen to us each and every week.
Say what?
Why they should tune in and listen to us every week. You're
Crickets.
on one tonight.
Crickets. So I am actually going to be the one to tell you who Kirk really is.
And I'm going to be the one to tell you who Glamslay is.
Are you scared, Kirk?
Nah.
No? Not even a little bit?
Nope.
Okay. So, no, real talk. I'm pretty sure everybody is wondering, like, who the hell are these two, right? Like, what are they doing?
Why should we listen to them?
Why do we listen to them? How did they even become?
What are we going to expect?
Yeah. So Kirk used to work for me, everybody that hasn't listened to our prior pods, and I will never forget the first day that I met you. 1, you were super nervous.
Sweating.
2, we had on the same exact watch.
That we did.
By accident. I didn't know this man from a hole in the wall. I was annoyed. I was just wanting to get the interview over. And then fast forward. Like, he's my twin soul. I can't even imagine life.
Hey, that's how things happen.
But, ignorance is bliss, right? And a lot of people jumped to conclusions and assumed a lot of things about us. We have not worked together in how many years? 2 years?
Yeah, just about.
He left the company that I was at, and we remained, like, good as gold through thick and thin till the wheels fall off. We ride or die.
PIC.
Homie.
Dick.
But no, so it did not take me long to realize. So another funny story, you guys rewind. Sorry, this is Unpolished. We spoke in song lyrics for the first 3 weeks that we knew each other.
Yeah, that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it was real.
And we used to watch music videos while we worked, like old school throwback, The Dream. I mean,
90s.
it was just like that vibe at first vibe. I can't even explain it any other way. I knew you were a real one, and you remain real and true to this day to me. And so, who is Kirk? When I think about Kirk, I think of a leader, a mentor, a coach, that ride or die. Those type of people do not exist anymore. And I was very fortunate enough to, have you walk into my office that day. And I think we were on the same frequency. I always say I match energy, and we have been in brawls, like word battles to no extent, wanting to kill each other. And despite all of that, we're just the ride or die. Like our saying is always on go because he will ride for me without any question. And to me, that's like Kirk is loyalty, but he's a real one. And so that is very hard to find. And I think it's what built this relationship, in our podcast, in our Let's Go Sports brand. It's everything because you have to, he's trust, he's loyalty. And that's just what I think of. And I think of somebody that walks into a room and demands the room. I think that's impactful, and I have learned so much from him, not just PowerPoint and Excel. LOL. Kirk, are you going to laugh at that? He has taught me so much about how to be a better person, and we play chess, not checkers.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to go in on like that.
I mean, I'm not all mushy-gushy, but I want everybody to know the Kirk I know.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to keep it short and sweet. And
he hates me. It's fine. I know. Join the club.
I was on some like simplicity is key type, and then no, on the real, I appreciate the kind words though, and I echo a lot of those same sentiments for sure. But Glamslay in my eyes really just comes down to just a thoughtful, kind, giving, loving soul, the ultimate human, the ultimate friend, everything that comes with that, loyal, compassionate, a teacher, a mentor to me as well, a mother, so but all in all, overall, my right hand woman, of course, right hand,
I'm on your I am on your right. I'm right.
Yeah. And you are my right now, yeah. So right hand, just my right hand, man. Just someone who also has a lot to say, and a lot to share with the world. And I think that's another reason why this Unpolished podcast is going to be a success.
I think you and I both always keep it 100, though, and I think that's
1,000.
It's not always
always on
applauded.
go, always real.
That's
not even that's not even a question.
In our next episode, we're going to tell you what always on go means, because I think that's going to play a big role in our next episode.
For sure.
Well, I appreciate your kind words, Kirk. I don't do the mushy-gushy thing, but it's really important for me that the world knows who you are.
I wasn't ready for that.
I know. I totally, if you saw his face, ready. You guys, he's like cheesing. Like, oh, she said something nice about me, because usually I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, we had a conversation briefly about like what like just talking points.
Yeah, we don't rehearse this, you guys.
Not rehearse, but we talked like a couple talking points, like, what are you going to touch upon? And I'm thinking like we're going to go quick 10, 15 seconds, and then.
Well, I also think because this pod, you don't realize how other people view you. And I think that you're very hard on yourself. And I view you in a totally different light. I view you as the coach that coaches and mentors young kids, right? In basketball, my son. Like, I see you in a different light. I see the way you've coached and mentored teams, people that still reach out to me that worked for you, that you made an impact. Like, it's not just me that you've made an impact on, it's others. And I don't think that you view yourself like that.
I just didn't think anybody else cared, really.
Yeah, well, nobody else really matters. Just kidding, listeners. You matter.
Yeah.
All right. So now that the mushy-gushy stuff is over, okay, because the lashes, tears aren't good for that. So we're not going to do that today. The what? Like, what is this? You guys have to want to know, what are we here to do? And I'm going to tell you, we're here to impact, empower, and inspire. Okay? That is so important to us. And we are two people that are not afraid to say the things that everybody is sitting there thinking, but they won't say. Because being real in a world of fake is not always the popular decision.
Right. Just so you know, an open forum, where we could talk about things and approach everyday topics with a competent, mindset, and we can agree on things, we can disagree on things, we can present things whereas we can provide like better understanding or gain better understanding of each other. I think in the world right now, we're in a place where it's so divided,
Mm.
and it shouldn't be that way. We can agree to disagree. We all have opinions.
We
But it's
disagree a
also
lot.
but it's also yeah, but it's also good to hear other people's opinions as well, and but also talk about those tough topics. Mental health, um, you know, you know, bullying,
Oh.
things like that. That don't get talked about every day, or um, so we'd like to do that, and that's really part of the what of what Unpolished is.
Yeah, and we want to take you on a journey, right? And so not all of it is going to be sunshine and unicorns. We're going to have hard conversations. We're going to talk about those things, like Kirk said, bullying and mental health and things that there's a lot of gray areas, and we're going to shed some light on that. But we're also going to take you on adventures through Kirkslay's eyes. So, we love Vegas. So we're going to bring you the Vegas content. We're going to bring you Boston content. We're going to bring you shenanigans because we get into them often, but through our eyes, because we couldn't make this stuff up if we tried. And I think that the both of us have been through a lot of different experiences, some similar, some not. We can bring a different perspective, but it's also an outlet. And I feel like there have been times in my life, and I don't know about you, Kirk, but especially before I met you, that I didn't have an outlet, right? Like, you have your parents, you have your friends, and that's fine, but there's that one person that is the non-judgmental, right? That is going to accept everything about you, the flaws. We're here to be that for you guys, right? The listeners. And this is a no judgment zone, because I've spent my life being judged.
Yeah, no judgment at all. And we want interaction too, like comment, like, subscribe, tune in with us, talk to us, send us emails, unpolishedpod@yahoo.com. And then, we're going to be still posting here, to all of our current forums, whether you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, iHeartRadio. But we'll leave a link in the description to our YouTube. And we're going to be posting on YouTube as well. And then very, very soon, you'll be seeing our faces even more live,
Oh my God.
whereas
I need Botox.
we're on video.
I need Botox.
Oh, my gosh.
More of
Here you
it.
go.
I can't. After I'm saying this is a non-judgment zone. That's unpolished. But I guess they're probably wondering, why unpolished? What does that even mean, right? Like, you think of unpolished, where did it come from, and why did we call our pod Unpolished? Well, on the real, they say that take the stones that people throw at you and build something. And that's exactly what we did. I will be very candid and vulnerable without mentioning names, because that's not what we're here to do. But a couple years back, I was looking to another role in my career and, working really hard towards it. And I had an individual that knew I was doing this, and they asked if they could share some feedback. And I said, yeah, I love feedback. Of course, lay it on me. What's the feedback? And they flat out said, I don't think that you're polished enough for that role. And so I took the feedback. I said, thank you. Appreciate it, moving on. And I called Kirk and I told him what happened. And I don't know, Kirk, what was your reaction?
I was pretty pissed about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed about it. I just thought that was just so
I think
inappropriate.
who
like,
it came from
just,
was worse.
Yeah, it was just like ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. So I don't know. I just even felt disrespected. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
yeah, and Kirk knew the person, and so I think that made it worse. But fast forward to witnessing some of the things that this individual went through and watching another person in this role. I don't know if I was the unpolished one. Let's just put it that way. And I feel like the reason that I was called that is because I've always been the one with the voice. I've always been the one to speak up. I've always been the one that has the opinion and defends others and speaks her mind. And that is not always a good thing when you're in corporate America, because it's a lot of hush-hush.
they want the fake.
They want the fake,
They
and
want the
that's just
fake.
not
They
me.
want you to cover stuff up, and they want to cover up their tracks, and we know how it goes.
They want the sugarcoat version, and I am not Willy Wonka.
They
I'm
want the
gonna lay it
cheerleader
out
rah-rah
like
nonsense.
that's not me. I hung up my pom poms in high school and never went back. Like, I'm gonna give it to you real. The same girl that said to someone, "Don't talk to me like I like you." I'm just gonna put that out there.
You know.
So I was not the one, but I took that, and Kirk and I made a joke about it for a while. We were like, "Oh, you're so unpolished. You're so unpolished," and things would happen, and we'd say it, and then we woke up one day, like, I feel like we called each other and was like, "That's it. That's our podcast. It's Unpolished, told by Kirkslay."
Yes, indeed.
And it's a platform, right? Like, we are building something. We are building a brand, being unpolished, because if being real is unpolished,
I'll be unpolished all day.
I will wear it with like a crown.
For sure. So that being said, we're going to bring you the unpolished life of Kirkslay, unpolished told by Kirkslay, and come with us for the ride.
We're here for it. I'm ready for the journey, and we want you to come along. So if you have ideas, things you want us to do, things you want us to talk about, comment below. But also you can hit us up at unpolishedpod@yahoo.com. And don't forget, be afraid and do it anyway.
Yeah, and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Oh, shoot. Glam said we almost forgot.
Uh-oh. This episode is sponsored by Let's Go Sports.
Let's go sports. And as always, peace and love, y'all.